So under CN point group, these molecules, the molecules which has only CN rotational axis of symmetry comes under CN point group. Here what I mean to say is that the molecules which has only rotational axis of symmetry, there is no plane of symmetry, there is no improper axis of symmetry, there is no center of inversion, there is no any other additional symmetry elements. These molecules will be having only identity, and along with that they have the rotational axis of symmetry. That's it. So we call them as the CN point group. Order of this point group is given as H is equal to N. H is equal to N. The value of N is known from the subscript of that. For example, you take C1 point group. Here this molecule C1 point group, as already discussed in the molecules with lower point group, this can be studied there and also here in the CN point group also. Now C1 point group order is equal to N, that is the value of N is 1, therefore H is equal to 1, and that symmetry element present is identity. That's it. If you take C2 point group, this particular molecule, the molecule with C2 will be having only 2 symmetry elements. The order of this point group is equal to 2. Here the molecule will be having only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. There is no other symmetry elements present in it. The molecule which comes under C2 point group will have only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. There is no other symmetry possible in this. The order of the C2 point group H is equal to 2. That means it has 2 symmetry elements. One is identity and other is the C21. See, generally if you take a molecule C2 rotational axis of symmetry, it will be having C21, C22. As said in previous classes that Cn power n is always equal to what? Identity. Therefore this value is equal to identity. The C22 is always equal to identity. Therefore I am not writing C22. Instead of C22 we are writing identity. Right. So here the order of this point group is identity and the C21. Whereas if you go for C3 point group, the order of this point group is equal to 3, because the value of n is equal to 3, order is equal to 3. And the symmetry elements are identity, C31, C32. I am not writing C33 because C33 is equal to what? Identity. Therefore, no need of writing it again. So, the molecules which has only rotational axis of symmetry comes under this category. C1 point group. For this, you can take the example of all asymmetrical molecules, or the molecules with the chiral center are all asymmetrical molecules comes under the C1 point groups. Coming to the next C2 point group. Here in this molecule, the molecule will have only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. No other symmetry is present. For this, you can take the example of hydrogen peroxide. The structure of this particular molecule is open book shape. Not exactly in the board plane action. The structure of this water molecule is quite different. You need to understand you need to know the structure of this water molecule, hydrogen peroxide molecule. It is something like this. The structure of your hydrogen peroxide is something like this. Now, this has only C2 rotational axis of symmetry, and that axis is passing from the center of this bond. Oxygen-oxygen bond. This is the oxygen-oxygen bond, and this is your oxygen-hydrogen bond, and this is the oxygen-hydrogen bond. The structure of the molecule is something like this. Right. Rotation of this molecule to 180 degrees. The axis is from the center like this. So if I rotate this to 180 degrees, you can see you have an equivalent structure. See the position of the hydrogens. If I rotate to 180 degrees, you get an equivalent structure. So here the axis is passing from the center of oxygen-oxygen bond, and on rotation to 180 degrees will give you what? Equivalent structure C2. So once you know the structure of the hydrogen peroxide molecule, then you can easily understand the different rotations. So here in this case, there is no plane of symmetry possible. There is no possibility of improper axis of symmetry. There is no possibility of inversion. The only thing is possible in this is C2 rotational axis of symmetry, and that C2 rotational axis of symmetry, the axis is passing from the center of the oxygen-oxygen bond. The axis is like this, and we are rotating to 180 degrees like this. So you get an equivalent structure. See the position of two hydrogens. On rotation to 180 degrees, you get equivalent structure. So therefore, it has only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. Therefore, this comes under what? C2 point group. See, the other example we have is, we take the example of your complex, that is cis cobalt bis ethylene diamine complex. Cis cobalt complex. This particular complex has only C2 rotational axis of symmetry possible in it. So how this is possible? What is the structure? By knowing the structure, you can easily understand the C2 rotation in this particular cobalt. The structure of this is octahedral. I will say it is cis. The two chloride atoms are cis to each other. The ethylene diamine. In this, this is the structure of your cis cobalt ethylene diamine complex. Now, if you look at this particular complex, this has only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. This has only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. There is no other symmetry possible in this. Now, let us take the example for this. Now, assume this is your cis complex. Here you can see that these two are chlorine atoms. This is the nitrogen. So here the ethylene diamine has formed a ring here, and this ethylene diamine ring, chelate ring, is here. Nitrogen. Here it is the ethylene diamine complex ligand. This is also ethylene diamine ligand here present, forming a chelate ring here. These are the two chlorine atoms. Now here in this particular molecule, the axis is passing from center of the metal atom like this. Now on rotation of 180 degrees, you can clearly see this bond is metal nitrogen bond. This is metal nitrogen bond, metal nitrogen and metal nitrogen. If I rotate this to 180 degrees, you look at the first and the second structure, you can clearly understand it has only C2 rotation. Now the chlorines are also replacing their positions. So once again, just look at this. This is the one chelate ring formed because of ethylene diamine, nitrogen ligand. Ethylene diamine chelate ring here formed because of nitrogen ligand. These two are the chlorine atoms. The axis is passing from the metal like this, and on rotation to 180 degrees, you can clearly see that the position of this is similar to that of the initial first structure. Therefore, this has only C2 rotational axis of symmetry. No other symmetry element is possible. If you take this example, there is no plane of symmetry possible. There is no improper axis of symmetry possible in this particular case. The only possibility is the C2 rotational axis of symmetry. Coming to the next, that is C3 rotational axis of symmetry. C3 point group. C3 point group. The molecules which has only C3, that is rotational axis of symmetry, comes under this particular category. The molecules which has only C3 rotational axis of symmetry comes under this point group. And for this we have the example of triphenylamine. Right? Where in case of nitrogen, the other atoms can also be substituted, such as arsenic, right? Phosphorus, triphenyl phosphine. All this comes under the C3 point groups, because in these particular examples they have only C3 rotational axis of symmetry possible. There is no other possibility. X is equal to, it will be nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, or any other atom of that particular group. Now this particular molecule has only C3 rotation. On rotation to every 120 degrees, you get your equivalent structure. The structure is actually not planar. I am showing the upper view of this. The structure will be something like this. Nitrogen with 3 phenyl rings. Here you have a phenyl ring, you have a phenyl ring here, you have a phenyl ring here. The 3 phenyl rings are attached to the nitrogen atom. So on rotation of every 120 degrees will give you equivalent structures. Nitrogen with 3 phenyl rings here. So here only C3 is possible. No plane of symmetry is possible in this particular case. Whereas in case of ammonia, plane of symmetries are possible, where your phenyl, instead of phenyl you have your simple smaller atom hydrogen, where plane of symmetry can be done. But here, because the phenyl itself has a ring over here, which are not in one plane, slightly tilted over there, so therefore plane is not possible, only rotation is possible. Therefore it has only C3 rotational axis of symmetry. So this is what regarding the C3 point group. The other example for this, you can take the glycinate, tris glycinate cobalt complex. This is an octahedral structure. This also has an octahedral structure. The tris glycinate complex. Here in this case, actually the molecule looks something like this. Octahedral structure with glycinate, oxygen bond here, the other oxygen bond here, the other oxygen bond here. So if you look at this trigonal planar structure, octahedral structure lo dini manam triangle form lo chusukunnataithe slightly tilted like this. Oxygen, right side lo kuda 3 oxygens untai. Every rotation of 180 degrees will give you the same structure, equivalent structure. So therefore in this particular molecule only C3 rotation of axis of symmetry is possible, and therefore it comes under the C3 point group. This comes under the C3 point group. The next point group we have CNV point group. CNV point group. Now order of this point group generally is given as H is equal to 2n. For example, you take C2b. Order of this point group is, the n value is 2, therefore 2 into that is equal to 4. It has 4 symmetry elements in it. What are those 4 symmetry elements? We will talk about that. But in order, let us know what this CNV point group actually has. A CNV point group has Cn rotational axis of symmetry along with n number of sigma v's. N number of sigma v's. A CNV point group has Cn rotational axis of symmetry along with n number of sigma v's, that is n number of vertical plane of symmetries. For example, you take C2b point group. C2b point group has 4 symmetry. The order of this point group is 4. It has 4 symmetry elements. And what are those 4 symmetry elements? One is identity. Before that, I'll just write C2. That is C21, C22. We know that C22 is equal to identity, and it has 2 sigma v's. It has 2 sigma v's. So therefore, the number of symmetry elements possible are 4, and that 4 symmetry elements are identity, C21, sigma V prime. So altogether you have 4 symmetry elements possible in C2V point group. Similarly, if you take C3V point group, a C3V point group, the order of this point group is equal to 6, and the symmetry elements present are identity, C31, C32, C33 is equal to E, therefore we are not writing C33. Apart from that, it has 3 sigma V's, that is sigma V prime, sigma V double. Whereas C4V point group, order of this point group is equal to 8. It has identity C41, C42, C43 and 4 sigma V's. Similarly, C5V point group, order of this point group H is equal to 10. It has identity C51, C52, C53, C54, C55, nothing but identity, therefore no need of writing this, and 5 sigma V's. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, total 10 symmetry elements. Here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 symmetry elements. Here 6 symmetry elements. Here total 4 symmetry elements. So this is what regarding the C2V point group, CNV point group. The CNV point groups, the molecules which has Cn rotational axis of symmetry along with n number of sigma V's will comes under the CNV point group. Further, we have C2V, C3V, C4V, C5V, so on, so forth. If you go for C2V point group, the molecule which has C2 rotational axis of symmetry along with 2 sigma V's comes under C2V. The molecule with C3 rotational axis of symmetry and 3 sigma V's comes under C3V. The molecule with C4 rotational axis of symmetry and 4 sigma V's comes under C4V. The molecule with C5 rotational axis of symmetry and 5 sigma V's comes under the C5V point group. So on, so forth. Let us take few examples regarding this CNV point group. Now if you take the C2V point group, C2V point group. Now here, as I said, the order of this point group is equal to 4. That means this particular point group will be having what? C2 rotational axis of symmetry along with 2 sigma V's. So the molecules which comes under C2V point group will have C2 rotational axis of symmetry and 2 sigma V's. For this, the example is water molecule. In water molecule, in your previous lectures, that is rotational axis of symmetry, I have told you about the rotations axis of symmetry of this water molecule, and in the plane of symmetries, I told you from where the plane of symmetries are passing. So anyhow, if you look at the water molecule has C2 rotational axis of symmetry passing from the center of the oxygen, so it has C2, right? And plane of symmetry, the 2 sigma V's. The 2 sigma V's in case of water molecule are, one is molecular plane, the other sigma, it is passing along the principal axis of symmetry, that is, this is also one of the sigma V. Any doubts regarding the presence of this sigma V's and this rotational axis of symmetry C2, just go through the previous videos where I have given you regarding the rotational axis of symmetry and the plane of symmetries. So if you look at the water molecule has C2 rotational axis of symmetry and 2 sigma V's. One of the sigma is passing from throughout the molecule, that is molecular plane is 1 sigma, and the other sigma V is passing from the center of the along with the principal rotational axis of symmetry, that is sigma V. So therefore, since this molecule is having C2 rotational axis of symmetry along with 2 sigma V's, it is categorized as C2V point group. The other example, you can take the example of pyridine. If you look at this particular molecule, on rotation to 180 degrees, the axis is passing from the carbon and nitrogen, and rotation to 180 degrees, right? The structure is somewhat like this, right, in the board plane, and rotation to 180 degrees, you get your equivalent structure. Therefore, it has C2 rotational axis of symmetry. The other, this is what regarding rotation, and it has 2 sigma V's, and that 2 sigma V's are, one sigma is passing from the carbon atom, that is along with the principal axis. This is one sigma V. The other sigma V in case of pyridine is molecular plane. That is, you are bisecting the molecule, reflecting the molecule throughout the molecule. That is molecular plane. This is another sigma V. So therefore, in case of C2V, pyridine also comes under C2V point group, where pyridine has C2 rotational axis of symmetry along with 2 sigma V's. One sigma V passing from the nitrogen and carbon, that is along your rotational axis of symmetry. The other plane of symmetry is the molecular plane. The other example we have xenon dioxide difluoride and SF4. These two complexes, these two molecules, right, has seesaw structure. These two molecules have the seesaw structure. So it's very important that you need to have an idea regarding the structure of the molecule. If you know the structure of the molecule, then only you can easily identify the rotations, plane of symmetries, everything, and you can categorize that molecule into so and so point groups. So here in this particular case, these two molecules has the seesaw structure, and these two structures comes under the C2V point groups. These two molecules comes under the C2V point groups. The structure of this particular molecule is seesaw. Forget about these two. Look at this. This is how the structure. These two are the fluorine atoms, and these two are the oxygen atoms. Now, fluorine atoms and these two are the oxygen atom. The axis is passing from the xenon atom or sulfur atom, the SF4. On rotation of 180 degrees, you get your equivalent structure. These fluorine atoms replaces their position, oxygen atoms replaces their position, will give you equivalent structures. Therefore, C2 rotational axis of symmetry is passing from the center of this xenon or center of this sulfur atom, and on rotation to 180 degrees will give you equivalent. That is fine. Now coming to the plane of symmetries, there are two plane of symmetries possible. One plane passing like this, that is the plane is passing from the oxygen atoms and the xenon or the sulfur atom here in case of this xenon atom, in case of this first example. Whereas the plane is passing from the two fluorine atoms and the sulfur, the plane is passing like this. You get two equal halves, that is reflection, right, on reflection. Now the other plane of symmetry is passing like this, that is in between the two oxygen atoms in case of your xenon dioxide difluoride complex, or in case in between the two fluorine atoms in case of SF4 complex. The plane is passing such that you get two equal halves. So therefore, in these two molecules, along this axis you have C2 rotational axis of symmetry, and the plane is also passing along with the, one of the plane is passing along with C2, the other plane is passing from the two oxygen atoms and xenon, or two fluorine atoms and the sulfur in case of the SF4 complex. Just need to understand this. These two are the oxygen atoms, these two are the fluorine atoms. In case of the xenon dioxide difluoride, on rotation of 180 degrees will give you what? Equivalent structure. This is the first case, that is regarding the C2, and the other is regarding the sigmas. One of the plane is passing like this in case of the first, that is oxygen, oxygen and xenon, right? Therefore represented with like this, where these two will be reflecting each other. You have two equal halves. Therefore, this is having the sigma V along this axis, in this plane. The other sigma V will be like this. You have the two equal halves. This is in case of the xenon dioxide difluoride. Whereas SF4 molecule, you can see that two fluorine atoms here. Right now the plane rotation axis is passing from the center of the sulfur. So on rotation will give you equivalent structure. Coming to the planes, the plane is passing from the two fluorine atoms and sulfur, touching this like this. The other plane is passing like this. So therefore, altogether, your xenon dioxide difluoride or SF4 molecules, they comes under C2V point group because they have the C2 rotational axis of symmetry along with the two sigma V's. So this is what regarding the C2V point groups. Now coming to the next, that is regarding the C3V point groups. Apart from this, there are also many other examples. You can try the known examples which you people know. Try to do it with the known examples of your own choice and look at the different point groups present in that particular molecules. The next we go with C3V point group. C3V point group. Now in C3 point group, the order of this point group is equal to 6. So then total symmetry elements present in this is identity, C31, C32 and 3 sigma V's. For this we have the example of ammonia, that is all pyramidal molecules. So all pyramidal molecules, trigonal pyramidal molecules comes under this category. All trigonal pyramidal molecules comes under this particular category. So therefore you have your NH3, you have your pH3 molecules, and apart from that you also have monosubstituted methane molecule. Monosubstituted. If it is not unsubstituted, if you take only methane molecule, methane has a tetrahedral structure, it comes under tetrahedral point group. So it is a special point group, we shall discuss that in later classes. Anyhow, right now, if methane, if it is a monosubstituted, then it comes under the C3V point group. That is, the structure completely changes over there, geometry is tetrahedral, but the symmetry elements changes over there. And if methane, if it is monosubstituted, it comes under the C3V point group. All pyramidal molecules comes under the C3V point group. Apart from that, we also have the other example, that is facial molecules, facial disubstituted octahedral, facial disubstituted octahedral molecules comes under the C3V point groups. Ammonia, pyramidal, right? Now this particular molecule on rotation to every 120 degrees. Every 120 degrees will give you equivalent structure. That is, it has C3 rotational axis of symmetry. For the first time, C31. For the second time, C32. For the third time, C33. So it is giving you what? At the C33 is giving you identical structure. I'll just label this. This is the first initial structure. C31, C32, C33. So on repeating C3 rotational axis of symmetry for 3 times, I got the identical structure. So this is identity. So C31 is one symmetry element, C32 is the second symmetry element, C33 is the third symmetry element. But C33 is equal to identity, therefore it has C31, C32 and C33, that is equal to identity. So you got the 3 symmetry elements. Now coming to the next, it also has 3 sigma V's, we are saying. Therefore it is coming under C3V point group. These 3 sigma V's are present like this. That is, the plane is passing from the center of nitrogen and the hydrogen atom. Or I will just show like this. The plane is passing from the nitrogen and hydrogen like this, such that it is bisecting these 2 hydrogens. So each plane is passing from nitrogen and hydrogen atom. You get that is plane of symmetry. So in case of your ammonia molecule, you have 3 NH bonds. Therefore, it will be having 3 plane of symmetries passing from the 3 NH. That is sigma V. That is sigma V, sigma V, and sigma V. We know that sigma v has a condition, that is it should pass along with principal axis of symmetry. Sigma v means it should pass along with the principal axis of symmetry. All these sigma v's are passing along with the principal axis of symmetry, therefore we call it as sigma v. That 3 sigma v's are present in case of ammonia molecule. Similarly in case of VS, that passing also. And if you go for the monosubstituted methane also, tetrahedral geometry, this is a tetrahedral geometry, 3 nitrogen atoms. So on rotation of every 120 degrees will give you what? C3 rotational axis of symmetry. And this is your chlorine atom. This is the chlorine atom. Now it has plane of symmetries we are seeing, and that plane is passing from the chlorine, carbon and hydrogen like this, such that you get two equal halves are obtained. So here we have chlorine, carbon, hydrogen bond along with your plane is passing. So there are in addition to this, there are additional 2 chlorine, carbon, hydrogen bonds. So therefore one plane is passing from the chlorine, carbon and hydrogen. The remaining 2 are also passing from the chlorine, carbon, hydrogen, chlorine, carbon and hydrogen. So altogether your monosubstituted methane has C3 rotational and 3 sigma V's. Coming to the next, facial disubstituted octahedral molecule. So you need to understand facial, and there are 2 things. In octahedral you have facial and merido complexes. So what are facial and merido complexes? In facial complex, right? We come across this is a triangular face of your octahedral complex, and this is the second triangular face of the octahedral complex. If the similar atoms are at these triangular faces, right, we call it as a facial octahedral complex. So if you take the octahedral complex, in case of your octahedral complex, if you look at this octahedral complex, this is your octahedral complex. If I hold like this is one triangular face. Similarly, the rear side also has a triangular face. This is the triangular face on the rear side. So there are 2 triangular faces. One triangular face, the other triangular face at the right side or back side. Now, if similar atoms are at the triangular face, we call it as facial. Instead, if the atoms are at these positions, the first similar atoms are at this position, the remaining 3 similar atoms are along this position, we call it as merido. Facial and merido complexes. In facial complexes, the similar atoms will be at the triangular faces, and merido, they will be in the one plane like this. Here, for example, you take nitrogen here, the oxygen here. We call it as merido. Whereas in facial, nitrogen, the other side oxygen. That is, 3 similar atoms are at the triangular face. We call them as facial disubstituted facial complexes. Now, facial disubstituted complexes will come under the C3V point below. Now, for this, we shall go with some example. This metal complex is substituted with different 6 ligands. Out of this, 3 similar ligands are at this position, and the 3 similar ligands at the rear triangular face. Now, on rotation of every 120 degrees, will give you the equivalent structure. Now, take this. This is the triangular face where 3 X atoms are present. This is a triangular face where 3 Y atoms are present. So this is, we are talking about the facial trisubstitute, right? Now on rotation of every 120 degrees, every 120 degrees will give you the structure. C3V point group, and it also has the 3 sigma V's in this particular case. Similarly, we also have the C4V point groups and the C4V point groups. That examples will be given to you. We need to look at that C4V and C5V. So, I am giving you the examples of this. You try to point out that particular C4 rotational axial symmetries and the 4 sigma V's from that.